This is a public service announcement about realtors and the awards that they receive every year. Guys, most of it is bullshit. I hate to tell you, but in this video, we're gonna cover off what that actually means and who they are, number one, according to what. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Hussein Kabani. I've been selling real estate since 2011. I'd be more than happy to chat with you guys about this topic or the market in general. My calendar link is going to be on the screen, and I encourage you guys to book an appointment. And right now, we're gonna head right into the video. So I want to make this as nice as possible, and it's not a diss to anybody, but every brokerage has a different level of awards based on production. What do I mean by based on production? Sometimes it could be based on number of deals that they've done, how much commission that they've earned. So it could be a wide category of things. It could also be that ReMax has a chairman award. Well, so does Home Life. But guess what? Those two things, they're still called chairman, but they mean completely different things to these different brokerages, okay? So there's not one size fit all when this comes to this. Like I said, every brokerage has their own award system, but some of them, I have to say, and I'm not gonna call out who they are, is very pathetic. There are some brokerages that will basically call you the top producer because you've sold one house in the entire calendar year. Or maybe you've done 3 lease deals and you're number one producer in that brokerage. Guys, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't really matter, okay? I'm not trying to brag about myself, but this year I didn't even expect it. But I was on the top 100 list of individual ReMax agents in Canada. I think when I came out, I was 79, went up to 55, and then I was at the bottom of the list at 100. And guess what? I probably dropped off of the list at this point right now. But I don't think you guys saw me advertise. I know my brokerage put it out there, but we never really put it out there. And year over year, we've been getting pretty substantial awards, but I don't really put them out there because I look at this as my own personal target. I want it to be on the ReMax 100 because my own personal thing. It's not because I want to show off to the public. I want to get these awards because it means something to my production and how my production is growing. So these are more of personal achievement awards for me and not so much for me to flash around into the public. If people are advertising them, they're probably good things, but you should understand what they mean. So the first thing is that different awards could have the same names, but they could mean completely different things depending on what brokerage they are with, okay? That's one thing. The other thing also is that when you see somebody say that they're the number one agent in this area, you have to question, like, what do you mean by that? And what time period are we talking about? And what type of properties are we talking about? I've seen people say that they are the number one agent in this certain region. Well, their brokerage is based on the other side of the GTA, and that agent just happened to do 2 deals over here. So they say they're the number one agent in this region with an asterisk. And you read that footnote that basically says in their brokerage. Well, their brokerage doesn't trade in this area. So of course, according to their brokerage, they're the number one person in this. So it's not a diss, but it's just consumer information where you should actually verify what does it actually mean. I've seen some advertisements, and I think I'll run it as a joke one day too, is basically I'm gonna say I'm the number one agent in the world with an asterisk that basically says, according to my mom. But you can advertise that, right? You can say that as long as you have the correct footnote, you can advertise that as a joke. Which most of these awards, in my opinion, are a joke. A lot of times we see these teams and that team leader is the number one person and they've done 100, 200, 500, 600 deals. But guess what? They have 20, 30, 50, 100 agents running out there. And all of the deals that these agents do, they all get recorded into this primary agent's name. So of course, they're the number one volume person. They are the number one person. Of course, I'm not hating on it at all. I think it's a very cool thing, but it's just consumer information. You guys should know how this kind of actually works. Another thing also is that I hear agents even talk to me and they say, oh, I've been in the business for 20 years, 25 years. Honestly, that doesn't mean much to me. I'm actually a fan of the real estate industry publishing people's numbers and saying how much volume they actually do, because I think that's what's important, not number of years that you've been in the business. To be very transparent with you guys, you could actually be licensed and just pay your fees. There's no minimum quota that you have to sell 12 houses a year to maintain your real estate license. There's no such thing as that. You could sell 0 houses, continue to pay your fees, and guess what? You've been in the business that long. So it doesn't mean anything to me when someone tells me they've been in the business for 15 years, 5 years, 2 years. And again, not to brag, but I think in my year 1, year 2, I was just a little bit natural, I think, at this business because I'm really passionate about real estate since I was 16 or 17 years old. So it kind of carries over in my work. And I think I was probably a better agent in year 1 or year 2 than someone that has been in the business for 15 or 20 years. Not all of them, but there are definitely a handful of those agents that I think I was probably better than. So number of years in the business doesn't actually mean anything. Guys, what does this whole video boil down to is basically me letting the consumers know that you should actually question what these things are and what they actually mean and how these awards get to be. And I wouldn't be blown away by somebody saying they're the #1 person or whatever else like that. I want to break it down into real statistics of what that actually means. If you guys have any questions about how this works, want to get more information, want to know my stats, I'm more than happy to have this conversation with you guys. There will be a calendar link below. I encourage you guys to click on that link, book an appointment with me. And if you guys have liked this video, please click that like button, share it with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe so you guys can be up to date on the videos that we're putting out. Until next time, guys, remember one thing, get Kabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.